Good evening. Welcome to the Norwood Board of Education meeting, October 19, 2017. Please call the roll.
Scott Dracy.
Here.
Bryant. Faulkner. Here. Miracle.
Here.
Horsley.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item 4, adoption of agenda. Do I have a motion?
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Faulkner, second by Mrs. Scott Geraci. Please call the roll.
Faulkner.
Yes.
Scott Dracy.
Yes.
Miracle.
Yes. Item 5, approval of minutes. Special meeting, September 12, 2017. Committee meeting, September 12, 2017. And regular board meeting, September 21st, 2017. May I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mrs. Scott Geraci.
Second.
Second by Mr. Faulkner. Please call the roll.
Scott Dracy.
Yes.
Faulkner.
Yes.
Miracle.
Yes. Brings us to item 6, presentations. Mrs. Saber.
Mr. Vice President and Board, I'm so excited this evening for the focus to be on our students. And our first presentation this evening is from the Norwood High School Ignite Mentors. And to introduce that is our very own high school principal, Mr. Winterrod.
Well, thank you. I won't speak long, but I will say that I'm very happy to have these students come up today. They're great students. They make Norwood High School a great place to be. They have volunteered to be on this team. They did some great things at freshman orientation, and they continue to do great things for other kids and adults at the school. So I will start by introducing the Ignite, I guess, leader, Brenna Bartlett, who works with Gear Up.
All right. Hello, my name is Brenna Bartlett. I am a Gear Up advisor here at Norwood High School. I also work in the middle school as well. And the program that they're here to talk to you about is our Ignite program. I won't tell you too much because they're going to share a lot of information about it themselves. But Ignite is essentially our freshman bridge mentoring program, meaning that we work with the freshman students to help welcome them into the high school. So without further ado, I will let my wonderful mentors here introduce themselves and tell you a little bit more about our program.
Hi, my name is Olivia Jones. I'm a sophomore at Norwood High School, and I'm a mentor. So I was in the Ignite program last year for the first time. So the definition of Ignite is for a freshman bridge mentoring program, and basically it's to help freshmen transition into the high school. But to me, it's just helping them out because I know freshman year is hard, especially at harder classes. So basically, it's to tell them what their study habits to do, and what to do and not to do, and how to become better leaders, and what they should do, like how they should respect their teachers. So that's what it is to me. And Ignite, our mentors are from like sophomores to like 12th graders. Last year it was just juniors and seniors, but this year they were sophomores because we had the program last year, so we could give more feedback of what to the freshmen, so they knew what it was about.
This is Whitmore. I'm a junior this year, and I'll be talking about the selection and training process that we all have to go through to even be a mentor. So first we had to send in the application that we just said that we're interested, and then I think it was a number of us, and we all had to go through basically like an interview process. And some were chosen and some were not. And so during our interview process, we got asked like a question saying like if you were a salad, which part of the salad would you be? And everybody's like answers varied depending on what your point of view was. Like I said, I was the lettuce because it was like the foundation of everything. And some people said that they were like the dressing because they'll like bring like the pizzazz and everything to like what's already there. You know, and it really like opened up of how we're all different, how all like us being different kind of blended in together. And then we had 4 training days that we all had to go to, basically like just to get us kind of like kind of joined in with each other. So in our first one, we all like said like the third graders say like we were colors. So if it was like orange, we were like outgoing. If you were gold, you were like very like strategized, very organized. If you were green, you were like really good at like money, economics, math, and if you were blue, you were very like emotional. And it's funny that none of us are green, but we're all like there are other colors. And, but like that kind of helped us like work harder to kind of like just kind of like I don't know like say make up for that color, you know. So we all had to think of what a green would do so we could all like still function. And then our second one was like so on our ninth day we had to show our freshmen like basically like icebreakers. So but for us to show them we had to do it ourselves. So we all went and did like the different icebreakers and just kind of like bonding just with each other and kind of like breaking the ice with each other. Because I really didn't know like any of these people until we all did that and kind of opened ourselves up, and it wasn't so formal as like, oh, we're here just to tell them what to do, all that. It's more about like, you're here to have fun, and you're here to like, yes, you have like an authority over them, but not so much, you know, like don't like take that power over. So one of our sayings is like, nobody's cool. So, you know, so like you have those ones that are like, oh, I'm too cool to do this, but not really. I mean, we're all just gonna be like goofy, you know, and that's what we all are. We are goofy with our freshman mentees. So.
Okay. Hi, I'm Abby Carmen, and I'm a sophomore. I'm going to be talking about Ignite Day, which is the biggest day of the year for us. We take them all day. First, we come here for the introduction. We kind of introduce ourselves and what our program is. Then we separate into two big groups. One of them goes outside and separates into their advisors. And we do more team bonding activities, more active stuff. Communication strategy is important for that. Inside we do more icebreaker, get to know each other activities. Then we have a scavenger hunt, which we go around the school, kind of find the nurse's office, guidance counselor, stuff like that, so they know their way around the school. And then we come back here at the end for conclusion and kind of answer any questions they have about high school or us and stuff like that. And I was a freshman last year. I really enjoyed the program. I thought it was really fun, and it was really helpful for me.
All right. My name is Lemuel James. I'm a junior here, so 11th grade at Norwood High School. This is actually my first year doing Ignite Mentorship Program, and it's an honor to be here. So glad to be here. So I'm here to talk about the weekly activities. And so every Friday, we go to our freshman advisory, which were assigned to us at the beginning of the school year. And we meet every Wednesday, so the Wednesday before that Friday, we meet and we go over things like, hey, what can we do that the freshmen might like? What can we do that the freshmen might need to know? You know, stuff like that. And we cover topics like team building, college and career planning, academic goals, goal setting, and just life stuff too, you know, because some kids might actually need that life stuff. We also are starting Naviance this Friday to tomorrow, which is a career and college planning tool that they can use online, and it basically helps them set their profile, their portfolio, resume, all that kind of good stuff that you might need that some people don't have access to. That's what Naviance does for you. And that's about it.
We have leadership developments that are like we do like during the year and before the year. But the most recent one was at Camp Joy. It was a couple weeks ago. It was just the mentors that went, and it was during an in-service day. And basically it was just like team building for us and team bonding, but not only like just for the mentors, but also like for the freshmen, so we know like how to lead them and how to make them become better leaders. Because when we learn like better leadership, like qualities at Camp Joy, like doing activities, it'll teach them like how, if they want to be a better leader, so we know like to guide them. So that was one leadership, like I guess like I don't know, field trip we did. It was pretty fun. And then the second one is in December. It's for the juniors and seniors. It's like a leadership development at NKU. So they'll get to go to it and experience that just to be better leaders. And the third one is a retreat refuel thing for the second semester, and it's the day before we get back from break. and it's at a local college we have here, and it'll just get us ready, prepared, kind of like another Ignite Day, but like for the mentors, so it'll get us pumped up, and it'll get better ideas, so we can have like cooler things to do for the freshmen, and so we're not just doing, you know, the same thing. So we know, like, basically just better leadership things. But that's the
Hi, my name is Scotty Fields, sophomore at Norwood High School. I'll be talking about why mentor is important for the high school. Like, first off, for the freshmen, it's their first year in high school, so they're obviously going to be nervous. So we help them with their transfer over from middle school, kind of just help them make it smooth and stuff. We're also here to help with like anything that they need, like homework. They always say, if you need help with homework, really like personal stuff, classes, questions, we're here to help you know everything. So we also focus on school pride and just helping the freshmen overall. We help them with library and ambiance and stuff like that too.
All right, thank you guys.
Well, thank you very much, Ms. Bartlett and Mr. Winterrod and those Ignite mentors. You didn't get a chance to see it, but the back of their shirt says, "Success is not the result of spontaneous combustion, but you must set yourself on fire." So thank you for being fire starters and difference makers to all of the kids here in Norwood. We certainly appreciate you. I'd like to, I know many of you have come for a very special event, and that is to see your rising star be recognized. So rising stars, in a few minutes I'm going to call your name. You're going to come down here and stand on the carpet, and you'll receive a certificate from our Vice President of the Board of Education, Mr. Miracle. And I'm going to ask that you stay here on the carpet until we hear from all of the rising stars. And then shortly after that, families, you'll have an opportunity of having your photo taken out in the lobby area. Our first Rising Star students for the month of October are from the high school, Ione Lockett and Cameron Turner. Ione recently missed more than a week of school for medical reasons, and she made sure that she got work before she left. She planned ahead. Then she actually had work completed when she returned, and she worked very hard to remain caught up in all of her classes in spite of this unexpected setback. All of her grades are solid in spite of a very challenging schedule, including AP Biology and several honors classes. Throughout, she has maintained a sense of humor and a positive attitude. She didn't give up. She didn't blame anyone else. She just saw the hurdle and jumped it. I predict that this attitude and work ethic will help her reach her goals in life, and I'm very glad to have her in my class. It's students like Ione that make Norwood City Schools great, reported by Mrs. Hadaway. So congratulations, Ione, and I can venture to say you're not here today, but we're thinking about you. So congratulations, Ione. Our next recipient is Cameron Turner. He works very hard in his financial algebra class this year and has taken a great interest in the content that we are learning so far. He has an enthusiasm that brings to class every day and a work ethic to match it. During conferences, he brought in his parents, and they were very proud of his work that he has been putting into making his grades a 95%. And taking that knowledge that he can use it long term. He not only finishes the work provided with accuracy, but is frequently asking for more practice and more work, and not always for extra credit. I am proud of this student and look forward to working with him all year. It's students like Cameron that make Norwood City Schools great, reported by Mr. Schenk. So congratulations. Stay down here. The next recipients are Jasmine Armstrong and Nia Sigris-Bellama. Jasmine Armstrong is a hardworking and mature young woman. She has demonstrated her desire to do well in 8th grade by asking insightful questions and being conscientious about her assignments. She's cooperative with others and is a role model in the classroom. Jasmine's reading teacher, Mrs. Bosey, reports that Jasmine has an internal motivation to succeed and that she's always eager to do well in class. Jasmine is currently a member of the Norwood Middle School Sensation Show Choir, and she hopes to be a member of the Norwood High School Silhouettes next year. After high school, Jasmine would like to go to college and pursue a career in the area of law and public safety. Jasmine, thank you for making Norwood Middle School such a wonderful place. You're truly a rising star. It's students like Jasmine that make Norwood City Schools great. Norwood Middle School is proud to announce Nia Segrist-Bellama as the 7th grade Rising Star for the month of October. Nia sets an excellent example by demonstrating Peace Builder pride, digital dignity, and Norwood pride each and every day at school. Academically, she excels in reading, enjoys reading about historical events, and works extremely hard on whatever task she is presented with. Nia credits her success in school to her own drive to be successful in and out of the classroom. Nia participates as a member of inaugural middle school soccer team. She runs cross country and plays basketball. Certainly her involvement in Norwood activities and in the community demonstrates her commitment to being a positive influence at school. Nia wants to earn A's and B's throughout her entire stay here at Norwood Middle School, and eventually she wants to attend the University of Cincinnati and earn a degree in education. Norwood is expecting big things from Nia in the future. Students like Nia make Norwood Middle School a Hall of Fame school and Norwood City Schools great. Sharpsburg Elementary and Primary School's rising stars for the month of October are Reed Heberling and Fallon Calvert. Reed is a wonderful member of the 3rd grade. He's a hard worker, he stays on task, and he always volunteers to help teachers and other students. He has a great attitude about being in school. He always has a smile on his face and a positive word for everyone around him. Reed is encouraging to others, always looking on the bright side of things. He consistently makes good choices and urges others to do so as well. He has a level of maturity beyond his years. His teachers love hearing exciting stories from his weekends. They are proud of Reed and they love having him in class. Keep up the great work. It is students like Reed that make Norwood City Schools great. Fallon is an excellent role model to our 3rd graders this year. She always comes to school with a smile on her face and is ready to get to work. Fallon also has a love for learning. When she finishes an assignment, she always wants to do more and gets very excited when she understands a new skill that we are learning in class. Fallon consistently makes good choices in school and also reminds others of what they should be doing as well. She sets high expectations for herself and does a great job achieving those expectations. We love Fallon's great attitude and love having her in our class. Keep up the great work, Fallon. It's students like Fallon that make Norwood City Schools great. Norwood View Elementary School's rising stars students for the month of October are Cassidy DeBra and Blake Howard. Cassidy is a bright, shining star in Norwood View's 2nd grade. Every morning she greets her teachers with a humongous smile and a positive outlook toward the day. Cassidy is always willing to help her classmates and teachers when needed. She does her best to be a problem solver and continues to build peace in the classroom. Cassidy is a wonderful role model, socially and academically. She comes to school prepared, eager to learn, and ready to be a great friend and student. Cassidy makes goals for herself and works tirelessly to achieve them. As a result of her hard work, Cassidy continues to show growth in all subject areas. Mrs. Brown, Mrs. Cosgrove, and Mrs. Russ could not be more proud to call Cassidy the rising star of the 2nd grade at Norwood View Elementary. And it's students like Cassidy that make Norwood City Schools great. The 4th Fourth grade teachers at Norwood View have chosen Blake Howard as their October Rising Star student. Blake works hard and consistently strives for excellence in the classroom. He comes to class prepared and is focused and attentive at all times. He has a strong desire to do well and is willing to put in the extra effort needed to be successful. Blake is also very kind and empathetic to others. This recently brought him local recognition when Blake decided to help students affected by Hurricane Harvey. Blake took initiative and attended a Norwood View PTA meeting where he asked for permission to start a service project called Pennies for Texas. Inspired by Blake's leadership, the View family raised over $1,000 in donations. Wow. All of the money raised was donated to the charity Save the Children and is being used to support children in the Houston area who were affected by the devastating floods. We are so proud of Blake's willingness to help others and his actions that inspired the entire community to give a helping hand to children in need. And it's students like Blake that make Norwood City Schools great. Williams Avenue Elementary School's Rising Star students for the month of October are Kelsey Moore and Brianna Howard. Kelsey is the 6th grade Rising Star for Williams Avenue Elementary. Kelsey is a hardworking student who is also cheerful, positive, and outgoing. Her attitude is contagious, and she can brighten anyone's day with a funny comment and a laugh. She works very hard to meet her goals and always tries her best in the classroom. She's helpful to others around her, including students, staff members, and even substitute teachers. We can count on Kelsey to be a champ student who always works to the best of her ability. Kelsey is a terrific peace builder, and we know that she truly embodies the peace builder characteristics. She gives her best effort no matter the situation, and her dedication is impressive. She takes responsibility for her own actions in schoolwork, ensuring that she does the best she can. We are proud to have Kelsey as our Rising Star for October, and we know that she will continue to rise to the challenge as she continues through Norwood City Schools. It's students like Kelsey that make Norwood City Schools great. Brianna Howard is the Rising Star student for the 5th grade. Brianna exemplifies what it means to be a Williams Wildcat in the 5th grade. She comes to school every day ready to give 100%. Brianna sets an example for other 5th graders by being respectful to everyone she meets. She's always polite to staff members and all students in our building. She completes her work on time and usually asks if she can do extra. It's wonderful to have a student willing to go the extra mile with an impeccable smile. They are proud of Brianna as she continues to rise to the challenge, as she continues through Norwood City Schools, and it's students like Brianna that make Norwood City Schools great. Congratulations, October Stars. We need you to stay right there. We want to come around and shake your hand and then get a photo. So proud of you, sir. Congratulations.
Okay, guys, I'm going to help you put all of you stuff before you start the board meeting. And then we're going to have the middle school students scoot in the back, and then you sit right in the corner. I have place in the tablet. Big smiles. Very good. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to do one more. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Hackett. families like to take their Rising Star students out into the hallway, Ms. Havlin will follow you and you can get some great family shots. Thank you very much. I'm not sure how that happened. Not at all. No, I'd be happy to do that.
The young lady, she's a little late.
Come down here and stand.
Ayani, come on down. So one of the high school rising stars for the month of October is Ayani Lockett. Ayani recently missed more than a week of school for medical reasons. She made sure she got her work before she left, and she planned ahead. Then she actually had work completed when she returned, and she has worked very hard to remain caught up in all of her classes in spite of this unexpected setback. All of her grades are solid in spite of a very challenging schedule, including AP Biology and several honors classes. Throughout, she has maintained a sense of humor and a positive attitude. She didn't give up. She didn't blame anyone else. She just saw the hurdle and jumped it. I predict that this attitude and work ethic will help her reach her goals in life. I'm very glad to have her in class. It's students like Ayani that make Norwood City Schools great, reported by Mrs. Hadaway. Congratulations, Ayani.
I think, is that the only thing that's changed?
But he found somebody else apparently.
That's it. Yeah. Apparently he found someone else.
Well, see, I did it. It was really a joke. I said, well, because they've been talking about getting married for a year. And I was like, oh, I'm just going to go get it. We're just going to get this done.
You guys ready? I just want to make a quick announcement. I think that inadvertently there was a section left off of the agenda that everyone in the audience had picked up. So we're going to move on to item 7, which is executive session. Executive session in accordance with Ohio Revised Code 121.22G1, the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official, or the investigation of charges or complaints against a public employee, official, licensee, or regulated individual. And item 4, in accordance with Ohio Revised Code 121.22G4, preparing for, conducting, or reviewing negotiations or bargaining sessions with public employees concerning their compensation. May I have a motion to go in executive session?
Make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Bryant. May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Scott Geraci.
Bryant.
Yes.
Scott Geraci.
Yes.
Faulkner.
Yes.
Miracle.
Yes. And we are in executive session at 6:32 p.m. Okay, we're out of executive session at 7:32. Ernie, do we need to?
Call the roll or vote?
No, we only voted to go in. We just need to record the time that we're back out.
Gotcha.
And we are to Education Committee report.
Moving on to item 8, Education Committee Report. Mrs. Cherry Scott Geraci.
Thank you. I would like to make a motion for approval of the following items. Approval of the job description for desktop support technician. Approval of the Laughlin Camelot Norwood agreement. Item C, approval of student trips. The wonderful, exciting Washington, D.C. trip for our kids. Williams Avenue Elementary School going to COSI. The Norwood High School Gear Up Northern Kentucky University Latino Fair for 21 students. Sharpsburg Elementary 4th grade U.S. Bank Arena for the Education and Hockey Day. And number 5, the Norwood High School Northern Kentucky University visit for Spanish classes.
We have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Faulkner. Please call the roll.
Scott Dracy.
Yes.
Faulkner.
Yes.
Bryant.
Yes.
Miracle.
Yes. Moves us on to item number 9, Personnel Superintendent Recommendations.
Mr. Vice President of the Board, you'll see a number of items under letter A, resignations, B, in employment, with the approval of classified substitutes, exempt salary schedule, the desktop support technician, student assistants and student aides, a change of status, and a resolution to hire non-certified coaches and advisors for the 2017-18 school year, supplemental contracts for career education coordinators, athletics, band, mentors, technology integration specialists, approval of avenues for success, approval of employee stipend, and a correction to the July 20th, 2017 agenda, and a correction to the August 17th, 2017 agenda.
May I have a motion? Motion by Mr. Bryant. May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Scott Geraci. Please call the roll.
Bryant.
Yes.
Scott Dracy.
Yes.
Faulkner.
Yes.
Miracle.
Yes. Brings us to item 10, Policy Committee Report. Mr. Faulkner.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. By recommendation of committee, I'd like to make a motion for the approval of the policies as listed.
Second.
Second by Mrs. Scott Geraci. May we have a roll, please?
Faulkner.
Yes.
Scott Dracy.
Yes.
Bryant.
Yes.
Miracle.
Yes. Brings us to item 11, Building and Grounds Committee. Mr. Bryant.
Yes, Mr. Vice President. With the board's approval, I'd like to, for item A, transportation reimbursement rates, and item B is use of facilities. We have about 5 listed there with MVP baseball organization meeting the parents on October 18th. Young Lights with Jim Bird, for middle school. Sharpsburg Elementary PTO meeting the elected candidates. Number 4 is Ohio Valley Basketball Officials Associations, and number 5 would be the MVP baseball organization for Shea Stadium for Sunday, January 7th through June 24th, and Thursday evenings, May 6th through June 28th, and it is not to conflict with the Norwood Schools baseball and softball practice.
Thank you, Mr. Bryant. We have a motion by Mr. Bryant. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Faulkner. Please call the roll.
Bryant.
Yes.
Faulkner.
Yes.
Scott Dracy.
Yes.
Miracle.
Yes. Brings us to item 12, Finance Committee. By recommendation of committee, I'd like to make a motion for item 12A, the agreements. 1, approval of the meter investment management agreement. Item 2, approval of U.S. Bank custody agreement. Item 3, approval of Interact for Health grant. And item 4, approval of agreement for transportation between Richard E. Linder YMCA and the Norwood City School District. May I have second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Bryant. Please call the roll.
Miracle.
Yes.
Bryant.
Yes.
Scott Dracy.
Yes.
Faulkner.
Yes.
Item 12B, I'd like to make a motion for the approval of item 12B, approval of disposal of assets, and item C, approval of purchase orders over $20,000 as listed. And item, I'm sorry, we're going to vote on that. May I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Faulkner. Please call the roll.
Miracle.
Yes.
Faulkner.
Yes.
Scott Dracy.
Yes.
Bryant.
Yes.
And item 12D, I'd like to make a motion for the approval of the financial report for September 2017. As listed, number 1, the fin sum, number 2, the check register, number 3, the app sum, 4, the bank reconciliation, 5, the county auditor certificate of resources and appropriation summary, item 6, transfers and advances, and item 7, the 5-year forecast. May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Bryant. Please call the roll.
Miracle?
Yes.
Bryant?
Yes.
Scott Dracy?
Yes.
Faulkner?
Yes.
And that brings us to item 13, hearing of the public, and Mrs. Alice Rarica. Sorry about that. Alice is going to... She's going to talk to us about the Healthy Kids Norwood.
I have to get back there.
Where were you like?
Wherever you're
Healthy Kids Norwood is the initiative with Children's Hospital that they come here and they do initiatives like the health clinic with the nurse's office to combat obesity, and they try to do a lot of different things. So that's a Facebook page. And through that, week before last, or it was October 4th, was National Walk to School Day. And at Williams, we all stood along the sidewalk like this, and we said, "Yay, welcome to school, woo, high fives, high fives." So now, since I couldn't be at every school to do that, and that morning, I asked people, who's going to help me do this at other schools? So somebody stepped up and said they would do Sharpsburg. So I've let them do the planning and just given them moral support. So I'm really excited about this, that it wasn't me. I'm going to let somebody else do it. And she has done it for October 27th, which is 2 Fridays from now, and we do it from 8 a.m. till 8:40 because the tardy bell's at 8:35, and so you want to do it just a little bit after that because the people who really need the cheering the most are the ones who are tardy. And sometimes I also notice some of the developmentally disabled kids come later, so they're not coming with the crowd, and at Williams they loved it being cheered in. So it was really adorable. So I hope all the crowds can come and join us 2 Fridays from now at Sharpsburg Elementary. Don't park your cars anywhere near the school because people are trying to get to school. Park away and walk the block to school, and Tanya is the one who is in charge there, or I will help you, put you where you should be, and you can go, "Yay, welcome to school, kids!" Ah!
Alice, did you say what time it was, or did I miss that?
8 a.m. to 8:40.
8:40, gotcha. Okay, great.
If anybody can spare a minute before work, I think it's going to be really fun. It was at Williams.
Well, great.
And I learned it and the Ignite kids, that was something also. I went to the Promise Alliance in DC a couple years ago with Glenna and Deb and Joanne, and this cheering in thing was something we learned there. And also what those Ignite kids were doing, that is something we learned there too. So when I saw them, I was like, yes, yes. It's about getting kids to graduate from high school, so.
Great. Well, thank you, Alice.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And moving on to item number 14, board announcements. Do we have any board announcements this evening? No? Okay, then we'll move right on to item 15, superintendent's report.
Thank you,
Mrs. Sabo.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President and board members. We have wonderful news to share. Norwood orchestra teacher Allison Marshall has been playing with the Butler County Orchestra for 15 years, and the Butler County Orchestra played at the opening of the newly renovated Sorg Opera House, and we want to commend Mrs. Marshall for her professional commitment to strings outside of the school day. On October the 6th, teachers across the district participated in professional development, and we were able to accomplish some very specific goals for the day, and we are grateful for the dedication of the time set aside to work collaboratively as well as develop our skill set. On Saturday, October the 14th, the Pumpkin Palooza was held on the front lawn of Norwood Middle School, and it was truly a grand effort and a happy event organized by Avenues for Success and attended by our students, families, and community. The marching band continues to represent us well on Friday nights and Saturday competitions, and I want to encourage everyone to attend the Norwood Band Competition on Saturday, November the 4th at Shea Stadium. The Band Boosters have organized an event that will host more than 26 bands. The Norwood Alumni Association annually recognizes distinguished alumni, and the stories and photos are placed on plaques in the high school lobby. The day started on October the 13th with Mayor Williams proclaiming it as Norwood City Schools Distinguished Alumni Day, and this year was no exception to these distinguished alumni to be recognized. Some of those recipients are Larry Thacker, class of 54, James Greenfelder, class of 57, Jackie Mulberry Reynolds, class of 64, and Timothy Loudermilk, class of 77. The alums selected spoke with high school students collectively and in classrooms, and it was truly a special day. The day ended with a dinner for the inductees, the alumni, family, and friends. It was truly special. Norwood View is arranging for a very special Veterans Day celebration on November 9th, and we look forward to that event. This concludes my report.
Thank you, Mrs. Sabo. Moving on to item 16, Great Oaks report. Mrs. Horsley is out of town. Also, the Avenues for Success. Again, item 17 is Mrs. Horsley. We'll catch up with her next month. Item 18, legislative report. I don't have anything to report out this month. Brings us to item 19, the meeting notification. All meetings listed below are to be held in the Board of Education meeting room unless noted, 2132 Williams Avenue, Norwood, Ohio, 45212. The committee meeting is Tuesday, November 7th, 2017 at 5:30 p.m. And B, the regular Board of Education meeting is Thursday, November 16th, 2017 at 6 p.m. in the Norwood High School mini auditorium.
Is our Tuesday meeting at William, it is, yeah, okay. Just want to make sure I'm in the right spot.
Right. And that brings us to vote on.
We have a
vote on the
motion,
meeting notification.
Mr. Miracle?
Yes.
We have a motion. We need a second.
Motion. Second by Mrs. Scott Geraci.
Mr. Miracle?
Yes.
Scott Geraci?
Yes.
Bryant?
Yes.
Faulkner?
Yes.
Okay.
Down here.
Way down there. Item 22 is adjournment. May I have a motion for adjournment?
I make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Bryant. May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Faulkner. Please call the roll.
Bryant?
Yes.
Faulkner?
Yes.
Scott Geraci?
Yes.
Miracle?
Yes.